This unique story begins with a man falling from the heights of the sky to the ground. His name is Michael, and he is an angel who has come here from heaven while escaping from God. Michael was deeply troubled about what to do next. So, he took a knife and cut off his wings to appear like a normal human being. Frustrated, he set out, declaring that he would not obey any of God's commands. First, Michael put on some clothes and cleaned the wounds on his body. He then went to a gun factory, where he collected many guns and proceeded to prepare for combat against his enemies. We will find out who these enemies are and where they came from shortly. For now, Michael, who was once an angel, had gathered many dangerous guns. Meanwhile, we see two police officers sitting in a car, heading in the same direction. They are discussing poor people, suggesting that they should be removed from this world because they are dirtying the earth and living useless lives. According to them, their lives have no meaning. A little further on, the two police officers spot Michael, who is carrying a bag full of guns. The officers draw their guns and point them at Michael, but he is not afraid of them. At that moment, they receive news that chaos has erupted all over the city. Michael tries to tell them that the thing he feared might have already begun, and only he can stop it. So, he asks them not to waste his time and let him go. Despite his plea, the two police officers continue to fire at him. Michael grabs one of the officers and points his own gun at him. Suddenly, strange things start happening to the other officer's body. When he opens his eyes, it seems like he has been possessed. The officer tells Michael that since he works for God, why isn't he following his commands to return to heaven? But Michael says, "No matter what you are, I will not listen to God now and will do as I please." The possessed police officer spoke in a very frightening manner and then shot his own partner. Seeing all this, Michael also fired and killed the possessed officer. The truth is that God wanted to punish these police officers in any way possible because of their views towards the poor. And so, the two of them were killed here. Michael quickly grabbed all the bags of guns and left, as if he was on a secret mission that he had to complete. On the other side, we are introduced to a boy named Jeep, who lived in a desolate area. Jeep was just waking up. A woman named Linda was approaching him. Linda was pregnant and about to give birth, but she told Jeep that she would not keep the baby and would leave it somewhere as soon as it was born. However, Jeep assured her that they could raise the baby. Even though Jeep was not the baby's father, he really enjoyed helping others. Linda had started to like Jeep because of his attitude and caring nature. We are then shown Jeep's father, who ran a small restaurant with a few friends. Although not many people came to the restaurant, it was running decently. Linda was standing outside, smoking a cigarette, when a passenger approached her and asked for directions on a map. Linda provided all the information and directions, including the shortcut to reach the destination. However, the unknown person named Black mentioned that he had no mobile network and couldn't contact his friends. He asked if there was any device to contact them. Black also suggested to Linda that she shouldn't be smoking a cigarette in this situation. Soon after, Jeep arrived, and after telling him everything, he took Black into the restaurant. Blackie then asked Jeep's father if he could use his mobile phone for an urgent call. After hearing this, Jeep's father allowed him to use it. Blackie kept trying to contact his friends using the mobile phone, but soon Jeep noticed a large storm approaching their direction. Both Jeep's father and several others noticed this, and many of the electronic devices in the restaurant started malfunctioning. Blackie, who was trying to connect with his friends, also lost his network. Linda, Jeep's dad, and everyone else felt that something must be happening in the city because of the dust and the storm that had developed all around them. They all started preparing for the approaching storm. Inside the restaurant, an elderly woman entered and sat at a table. Linda went to take her order, and the old woman began making fun of Linda's name. The old woman ordered meat, saying she was very hungry. Next to her, a couple was sitting and asked her if the city was okay. The old woman responded that everything was fine in the city but warned that they would all be dead shortly. She then told Linda that her baby would die soon after birth. Hearing this, the couple became very angry, questioning the old woman's statements. The old woman began insulting them as well. The man from the couple stood up and began approaching the old woman. Suddenly, the old woman stood up, and in a fit of rage, started attacking the man, attempting to cut his throat. She looked like a wild animal. The others tried to stop her, but she continued to climb up to the ceiling. Jeep's father, trying to stop her with his short gun, had his weapon knocked out of his hand. Jeep picked up the gun and pointed it at the old woman. From behind, Blackie pulled out his gun and shot the old woman, killing her. She fell in a very strange manner. The condition of the husband from the couple was very critical because he was bleeding from his throat. Jeep and the others tried to get him to a hospital by putting him in their car, but suddenly, a swarm of bees filled the car. No one could understand how this was happening. Due to this problem, they couldn't reach the city, and the husband couldn't receive treatment. For the time being, they decided to stay inside the restaurant. Soon after, Michael arrived near the restaurant. Seeing him, Jeep's father pointed a gun at Michael. Jeep's father told Michael to show his teeth, because the old woman who had come earlier had blackened teeth and was eating like a demon. When Michael showed his teeth, they appeared normal. However, Jeep's father insisted that they shouldn't put anyone at risk, so he told Michael to leave. Michael explained that so far, only one old woman had come, but there would be many more like her. They couldn't handle them alone, so he was there to help them. He said that if similar people came in the future, they would need to face them together. Michael also advised Linda to be extremely cautious because her life was very important. Everyone understood Michael's advice and went inside the restaurant, closing all the windows and doors. They took their positions, as Michael provided them with information. An ice cream truck continuously approached them, and its driver emerged, but he was also completely possessed. His hands and feet were stretching abnormally, and he was trying to enter the restaurant like a demon. Michael and the others aimed and killed him. Soon, many demonic beings began to appear at the location. It seemed like they were being controlled by someone. For the time being, Jeep and his friends had no other option. Using his abilities, Michael continued to prevent the demonic beings from approaching the restaurant. Many demonic creatures surrounded the entire restaurant, so Michael coordinated with Jeep and his friends to eliminate them from all directions. Suddenly, a demonic woman broke in and dragged the husband of the couple outside. Although everyone fired at her, the woman told Linda that everything was happening because of her and then took the husband outside. Even though Michael killed the demonic woman, Jeep's father asked him what was going on and who he was. Michael explained that these demonic beings were sent by God. For many years, humans worshipped and prayed to God, but over time, their faith in God diminished and turned into hatred. Therefore, God wanted to eliminate all humans from Earth. That's why he sent these demonic beings to completely eradicate innocent people and make Earth empty. Michael also mentioned that he worked for God as an angel, but he didn't agree with the idea of destroying humans. Hence, he came down as a normal human to save everyone. They needed to protect Linda and save her unborn baby, as the baby would become their Messiah and fight against God. Linda questioned how her child could be special when she was just a normal human. Michael replied that good things happen to everyone, regardless of wealth or poverty. For now, Michael laid out the plan. They had to protect Linda while eliminating all the demonic beings. If they failed, they would all be killed. On the roof, Blackie and Rock were shown talking to each other. Rock asked Blackie where he got the gun from that he used to kill the old woman. Blackie said, "I am a tracker and I keep a gun for my protection. Although I haven't wasted a single bullet yet, I only use to scare people." Rock asked Blackie about this because after the attack, he was extremely frightened and unsure if they would survive. Blackie began recounting all the events in his life, and they both became quite happy, enjoying the moment together. Meanwhile, Michael and Jeep were shown, with Jeep asking why Michael had returned and what he used to do for God. Michael simply explained that he used to lead an army for God. This army did all the tasks that God wanted. Michael also shared that when God decided to create humans on Earth, he was very pleased. However, as time passed, humans began to kill each other, and a cycle of bad people emerged everywhere. Although Michael was also angry about these things, he could not accept God's decision to destroy all humans because he believed that even though there are bad people on Earth, there are also good people who walk the path of righteousness and help others. Michael gave Jeep as an example, saying that Jeep had never done anything wrong in his entire life, his heart was pure, and he never thought badly of others. Jeep felt a bit happy about this and fully trusted Michael. Michael was completely against God's decision, which is why he descended to Earth to save humans. Michael also shared that when he was in heaven, he had a brother named Gabriel, and they both followed God's orders. But when God announced the decision to kill all humans, Michael was very shocked. He decided to go against God and even told his brother Gabriel to come with him to save humans. However, Gabriel did not want to go against God under any circumstances. Michael had made up his mind, so he was heading towards Earth. Gabriel warned him that if he went against God, God would also kill him. Michael responded that he didn't care about these things, he only wanted to save humans, and he was willing to sacrifice himself for that if needed. Shortly after, Michael left for Earth. In the next moment, many angels in heaven started moving towards Earth, seemingly the dangerous demonic forms that were entering human bodies and killing everyone. Michael realized that human lives were in danger, so he directly descended to Earth to save them. Meanwhile, at the restaurant where everyone was hiding, the husband of the couple was badly bound. This was done by the demonic beings who had bound him to ensure that his wife would come to save him. The demonic beings had inserted something into the husband's body, causing small bubbles to appear on his skin. When his wife saw this, she couldn't leave her husband in that state, so she quickly opened the door to rescue him. However, Rock tried to stop her because it was dangerous, but the wife was determined. As she approached, the small bubbles on her husband's body combined and exploded. Rock had luckily thrown the lady away, but the acid from the explosion landed on Rock's body, causing his horrific death. The lady, devastated by her husband's death, became extremely unhinged and wanted to go outside. However, her daughter managed to control her completely and tied her up because she had gone completely out of control. Now, Linda and the rest of the members were discussing that they needed to leave and go to the nearby hospital for treatment. At that moment, the lady's daughter, Stephanie, was listening to a radio broadcast reporting that several police officers had set up a camp in a bunker in the city for people in need. If anyone required help, they could go there for treatment. Linda expressed her opinion that they should go there, but Michael clearly refused, stating that it could be extremely dangerous and reaching there would be the biggest challenge. Linda then said that she had not wanted to save this baby, but now it seemed that everyone's fate depended on this child, and for the sake of humanity, they had to save the baby. Michael agreed, stating that they must protect the baby even at the cost of their own lives, or humanity could be entirely wiped out from Earth. Meanwhile, Blakey and Rock were sitting above, talking to each other. Blakey noticed a girl in the car who was being targeted by the demonic beings. Blakey couldn't let the girl die, so he immediately jumped down to save her. As Blakey reached the girl to rescue her, he later discovered that she was one of the demonic beings. The girl bit Blakey, and she, along with the other demonic beings, began to attack him brutally. Soon, the rest of the group arrived and severely beat Blakey, ultimately killing him. However, Stephanie and the others also arrived to help. Linda requested Michael to go and protect them, as they couldn't defeat so many demonic beings alone. Michael picked up his gun and went outside. He quickly attacked all the demonic beings and started killing them without hesitation. Although Blakey had been killed, the rest of the group managed to get safely back inside the restaurant. But suddenly, the small demonic girl entered the restaurant, armed with a knife and heading straight for Linda, intending to kill the baby in her womb. She continued to attack relentlessly, but Linda did her best to stop her. At the right moment, Jeep drew his gun and shot the little demon, killing her. Soon after, Linda began to experience severe pain, and the others quickly prepared for her delivery. Linda gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Michael, upon seeing the baby, declared that this was their Messiah who would set things right in the future, and it was their responsibility to protect him well. Michael also mentioned that he had been sent by God to kill this child, but he had never accepted that and had come to help instead. He warned that God might send another angel to kill the baby, so they must stay alert and keep an eye on everyone. If the baby died, their chances of survival would be zero. Linda was very happy that her son had been born, and they promised to protect him well. Suddenly, the insane woman returned and tried to kill Linda's baby, insisting that if they handed the child over to the angels, everything would be fine. Since she was out of control, Michael had to kill her from behind to save the baby. After ensuring the baby's protection, it became evident that God had sent another angel to kill the boy, none other than Michael's elder brother, Gabriel. Gabriel, fully equipped with his angelic powers and wings, arrived and advanced towards the baby. Jeep's father tried to stop Gabriel, firing numerous bullets at him. Gabriel severely injured and wounded them, but Michael intervened and told Jeep and the others to escape. Gabriel told his brother that he thought he could escape God's wrath by opposing him, but he had come to finish him off so that all humans would perish. Michael responded that as long as the baby was alive, there was hope. Hope will remain within us. Now, a fierce battle ensues between the two. Michael, not in his true form, lacks full power, while Gabriel uses all his might, severely injuring Michael and ultimately killing him. Michael's body starts vaporizing and floating in the air. However, the energy from Michael begins to transfer to Jeep, resulting in several tattoos appearing on Jeep's body, similar to those Michael had. In other words, Michael had transferred some of his powers to Jeep. Meanwhile, as Gabriel advances toward Jeep, Jeep's father detonates an explosion that devastates the entire restaurant. Gabriel, being an angel, survives the blast and manages to get to the vehicle where Linda, Jeep, and the others are. Jeep tries to drive the car at high speed to escape Gabriel, but an unknown force lifts Gabriel away to another location. Gabriel is shocked to find that it is his brother Michael who has returned, despite being killed earlier. Michael explains that God had sent him back because he had been righteous everywhere and agreed not to kill the people. This was a test for both of them, and Michael had won while Gabriel had lost badly. Michael quickly delivers a blow that Gabriel can't see coming, severely injuring him. Realizing his defeat, Gabriel accepts his loss and retreats. Before leaving, Michael tells Jeep that he has transferred some of his powers to him, making Jeep the new protector of humanity. Jeep will be responsible for taking care of Linda's son and the entire place. After this, Michael departs, bringing the story to a close.